Good morning. Good morning. We'll call to the order the June 3rd Board of Public Works and Safety meeting. Board in front of you, meeting minutes from the May 22nd regular meeting.
I'll move to approve those minutes.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the minutes. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Introduction of guests. Jericho Schoaf, Nate Crow, Levi Webb, Clint Seitz, Jason McClure, Rodney Walshflager, thank you. Derek Allen, Chuck Taylor, Zoel Scott, or Zach Scott, Kenny Depew, Anita Akey, Philip Elliott, Larry Williams, Jaron Parker, and Catherine Sadison. Welcome. A little difficult to read sometimes. We'll move on to communications. First one is we have a couple service awards to give out. First one is for Jason McClure from Auburn Parks for 5 years. Eric, would you like to come up for your So I'd like to just say congratulations on 5 years of service. Next time, don't make me work so hard. So, would you like to say anything?
Yeah, Jason's been a great addition to the park. Really brought a lot of different skills to the park. So we're just happy to have him on board and look forward to many, many great things he's going to do for us. So,
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Yep, sir. And next one is Clint Seitz with 20 years. Come on up, Randy. I'm going to go through the same speech. So, congratulations on 20 years for your service and dedication to the water department. I thought it was fitting for Randy to come up because he works with you every day. So, would you like to say a few words?
Well, I appreciate Clint being here for 20 years, and it's been a great working relationship. Takes great care of the treatment plant and the water supply for the citizens of Auburn. And I think Clint's probably the only employee for the water department I didn't hire. So he's been with us for quite some time. So hope to keep him around many more years. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Clint. Thank you.
Okay, we'll move on. Is there anybody in the public that would like to address the board? Anyone in the public that would like to address the board? All right, done. We'll move on. Reports from department heads, building and planning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have two items on the agenda this morning. The owner of 5350 Bear Creek Pass is requesting approval for utility services and easement encroachment agreement, permitting the replacement of a 6-foot privacy fence in the easement.
I will move to approve the utility service and easement agreement with 5350 Bear Creek Pass.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
Next, the owner of 533 Lay Drive is requesting approval for utility services and easement encroachment agreement, permitting the placement of an access drive, landscaping, and signage in the easement.
I will move to approve the utility service and easement agreement with 533 Lay Drive.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any discussion or questions? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Next, we have IT.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
I have one item for the board. It's a termination of agreement for Tyler Technologies. And this is just one aspect of our agreement with Tyler. This is for the cloud move. We've decided to go against a move to the cloud and keep things on premise due to functionality and the resources that are just available to us if we continue with what we have and the cost savings.
I'll move to approve the termination of agreement with Tyler Technologies.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nothing from AES this week, nothing for human resources nor city attorneys. That brings us to city engineer.
Good morning.
Good morning.
We have two items for the board this morning. The first one is for our South Baxter Street water main and sanitary sewer improvements project. This is with the contractor Crawford Excavating. That project has been completed. This would be acceptance of the as-built drawings, the completion affidavit, change order number 1, which is a final change order. This results in a reduced contract amount of $43,965.28. The new contract amount per this change order is $654,394.72. And finally, the acceptance of the 3-year maintenance bond.
I will move to approve the change order number 1 for the South Baxter Street water main and sanitary sewer improvements with a decrease in the price of $43,965.28 for a new grand total of $654,394.72. Also would like to approve the as-built drawing, the completion affidavit, and the 3-year maintenance bond.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you. The second item is for our Memorial Park Improvements Project. This is with the contractor FCI. This would be a change order number 3. This results in a decrease in the contract amount of $16,981.60. This would bring the new contract amount to $2,276,262.90. This is for some miscellaneous changes in the contract.
I will move to approve change order number 3 for the Memorial Park Improvements contract, reducing it by $16,981.60 to a new total of $2,276,262.90.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Nothing from the clerk treasurer this week, which we have Deputy Clerk filling in today. So that brings us to fire.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Just one item today, requesting to surplus old apparatus equipment parts.
I'll move to approve the surplus of old apparatus parts.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
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 Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Nothing from the mayor this week, nothing from parks. That brings us to police. I think this is a record, Chief.
I know only one.
Yeah.
Good morning.
Morning.
Police Department's requesting a street closure for Natmas and ACD Museum on June 28th from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. for junk in the trunk. They're requesting Van Buren from Ensley to Lincoln Street be closed.
I will move to approve the street closure for Natmas and ACB Museum, June 28th, 2025.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any discussion or questions?
Do you have any questions? Do you know if they did this last year?
Not to my knowledge. I think before they'd only done it in the parking lot, but the expansion of it, where they're going to use the triangle and Van Buren for vehicles.
Thank you. If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carries.
Thank you.
Street.
Good morning.
Morning.
Street Department has two items today. The first is the acceptance of quotes for our 2025 ADA improvements project. That is doing ADA updates in advance of next year, 2026's paving project. Received 4 quotes back and also would like to award that and give notice of award to Chuck's Custom Concrete in the amount of $49,295.
I'll move to approve the acceptance of quotes and notice of award for the 2025 ADA improvements project to Chuck's Custom Concrete in the amount of $49,295.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? Troy, how many are
There's going to end up being about 20 total. Quotes came in lower than anticipated, so it was a good thing.
Thank you.
Have you guys used Chuck's Custom Concrete before?
Yes, several times. In fact, they're a sub for a project that's currently going on right now.
They came through and just put in a very solid bid.
Yes. He likes working in Auburn, he says, so.
Good. Thank you, Chuck.
If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Second item we have is acceptance of quote for crack seal project, and that will be for various streets throughout the city having crack seal. Quote came in at $1.35 per pound installed. Going to be doing approximately 35,000 pounds with a not to exceed price of $50,000.
I'll move to approve the crack seal quotes with the amount not to exceed $50,000.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? And just we'll note that's for Pavement Solutions. There's no other questions or discussion. I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
Electric?
Good morning.
Morning.
We have 2 items for the board's consideration today. First one's being a declare of surplus of 120 failed meters.
120.
Yes, 120.
I will move to approve the surplus of the failed meters, 120 of them.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? I just like, what do you do with those when you surplus?
So we'll scrap them, or some of them will just be discarded because they're beyond repair. So,
Thanks.
Yep.
There's no other questions or discussion. I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
And then our second item is our annual Tantalus support agreement for $66,837.50.
I will move to approve the annual Tantalus support agreement contract for $66,837.50.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any questions or discussion? On this, I'd like to just note as well, I believe this contract came in about 7,000 less than,
Previous, correct. We kind of removed some items that we weren't utilizing to just keep to lower costs. So.
there's no other questions or discussion. I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have water.
Good morning.
Morning.
Water Department has a couple pieces of business for your consideration today. The first is a proposal for professional services with Auburn Marsh Engineers. This is much like the first round that we engaged in an agreement with them to help us with some additional vacuuming throughout town and various locations to identify lead service lines throughout the system to help build and refine our inventory. And this one is specifically to vac an additional 361 locations, which is required by EPA and IDEM's lead and copper rules based upon the data we previously collected and entered into the predictive model. We're being asked to vac these additional 361 locations. The amount for this is not to exceed $198,550. And with your acceptance, we can get that going and get started. We'll handle this much like we did the first round. We'll push this out through social media to let people know we're going to be around town doing vacuuming at a large scale and door knockers and restoration of the customers' yards and things like that. So
I'll move to approve the agreement for professional services with Auburn Marsh in the amount not to exceed $198,550.
Second.
We have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carried.
thank you. Second and last item, you have before you a GMP report acceptance from Envoy. This is an amendment that's subsequent to the original public-private agreement previously approved by the board, in which that agreement, the purpose of that was to pull together all the data and details from the architectural drawings and take a deep dive into the site development and pull together everything we need to establish a GMP, which is the guaranteed maximum price for this cost for the 800 North Street, the entire campus development and rehab. So, and in doing a very much extensive project scope review, this report summarizes the costs associated within the defined scope of work based on the city's needs for the water department. The proposed guaranteed maximum price for this project is $3,726,347. This came in roughly $50,000 less than our anticipated max budget on this, so that's good news as well. I do have some plans and drawings here. If you'd like to look at those after the meeting, you're more than welcome to. So, all included in this is the front office addition, rear garage and wash bay addition, the addition of 2 emergency standby generators, which we recently procured on our own to be installed. Painting the existing buildings the remaining existing buildings at North Street and including the South Treatment Plant on Wayne Street to match, and parking lot replacement and drainage improvements for the property as well. I don't know if anyone or mayor has anything to add. So
I do not. I was going to add the anticipated savings, but you've already touched on that.
All right, I'll move to approve the guaranteed maximum price report with Envoy, with that price being $3,726,347.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, a second. Any questions or discussion?
Some on this. I started on the Board of Works last year, and I met with you, I think it was in January or February, and we had discussed this, and that it had already been something that had been in the works for a while. So as far as the Board of Works goes, from that perspective, a lot of due diligence has been done on this. And then as far as a kind of perspective from a citizen, I think it is great to see the City of Auburn building kind of matching some of the pace that we have seen in the private sector of what we have, the growth that we have seen here in Auburn. But from this board, all of the work has been done. This has been planned, thought out, budgeted for a long time. So it is in very good order, and I appreciate all of that.
And thank you for that. And the water department greatly appreciates your continued help and support as well. It's exciting. So we're looking forward to it.
If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you.
And water pollution.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Always at the end. That's how it works. The Water Pollution Control Department has two items for consideration. The first is a sewer abatement request at 340 West 9th Street. It was investigated, and the water that was from the water leak was pumped out to ground, and it did not enter the sanitary sewer system.
I will move to approve the sewage abatement request for 340 West 9th Street.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion, and a second. Any questions or discussion?
I would just say the report on that was very thorough.
Yeah, just to clarify, that is for the usage between March 28th and April 28th. If there's no other questions or discussion, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried.
Thank you. The second item is for our 5th Street sanitary sewer replacement project done by Pyramid Excavating. This would be approval of change order number 1, and then also the maintenance bond agreement for that project as well. The change order came in with a decreased contract total minus $900, so the final construction cost was $39,750.
I will move to approve the 5th Street sanitary sewer replacement project change order number 1 and the approval of the maintenance bond. The change order comes in with a decrease of $900 for $39,750 total.
Second.
We have a motion, and a second. Any questions or discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a question. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed, same sign, motion carried. Thank you.
Thanks.
Under announcements, next regular Board of Works meeting is Tuesday, June 17th, 2025 at 9 a.m. Is there any other business to come before the board?
I'll move to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion, and a second to adjourn. All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed?
Go team.